How's it going, folks? VA3 EWV on the air with you today. We're about to do the drive after 5. It's going to be a short drive after 5 because instead of driving home to Cornwall or St. Andrews, I have to drive to Costco on Blair Road. Fill up some propane. I guess we're having a cookout this weekend. I don't do barbecues. I don't cook barbecue or do the grill. I sit there and I'll help and I'll wash dishes, but I don't do no grilling. That's not me. Anyway, we're going to get into it. We'll hit our usual suspects, the local repeaters, some simplex. Just going to get everything dialed in here before we hit the road. Always safety first, right? So, just going to get the Moose Creek repeater up on there first. I'll have some new repeaters. Hey Bob, how's it going, bro? I'll have some new repeaters next week because I went to a get together, because I can't even say it was because they don't have a club and they don't have a group. They have nothing. But there's a group of there's a number of people that gather together one Tuesday a month to go have wings and beer, and people take their tests. When I was there and people were taking their tests, you know, they have a pint, you know, they have some chicken wings, they're doing their tests. One guy got a 93 or something, another guy got a 98. So I guess the secret of me, I should have been going to this place and having beer and wings, and I could have had myself a long time ago. Anyway, I heard that we have lots of good stuff happening tonight. We might get to see some Aurora activity tonight. I don't have any light pollution where I live, so I'll stick my head out, but I have every Friday now, I have my Echo Lincoln All-Star get together there. Also, I'll link my repeater, I'll link my node to the All-Star node on PGC. That way local people can join in too. So anyway, I got everything popped in there. Let's check the traffic and the cameras and stuff like that. Let's get on to it. Hey James. So we got James and Bob out there. If y'all can say a hello in the thing that lets me know who's out there. I see you now, but if you leave a comment that lets me really know that you were there and stuff. So I ain't saying nothing about like and subscribe. This ain't YouTube, but I'm saying leave a comment so I can see who comes on if people come in there, right? Come on, bro. Quit sightseeing. Everybody has their coats and stuff off, so there's all the skin on the street. So these guys are trying to get their eyes full. Let's get on with it. All right. It's a nice sunny day too. Like we have a sunny day, then we have a rainy day. Then we have a sunny day, we have a rainy day. I haven't had enough sun or dry weather yet to get my doggone implements on my tractor. So I'm gonna have to like put something down on the yard or something to get my lawnmower blade on there. I'm gonna have to probably do my backyard, because I definitely can't touch my front yard. It's too wet still.
Turn right.
I'll have like spots in my grass with big trenches in them if I do that. So let's get on here on Simplex and see what's happening. I have to get a drink. My throat's dry.
Turn right.
I'm at my favorite part, where I have to sit at this one light 16 times because the walking traffic is the same as the turning traffic. I don't know who came up with that design. So you have to sit here and wait through like 3 lights for people to walk through the thing. Okay, that hurdle is done. Here we go.
In 800 meters.
This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3 EWV Mobile. Anybody on frequency? Over.
VA3 EWV
Okay,
Victor
here we go.
Echo 3 Oscar Tango Whiskey.
Victor Echo 3 Oscar Tango Whiskey. How's it going today, Jonathan? How's everything? And are you going to be doing any of that Aurora stuff tonight? Looking at any of that? Or trying to chase some of those bands? What's it going to be? Or are you just going to relax tonight?
Well, Ernest, as you've heard, there's a major geomagnetic storm right now, so the bands are dead. There isn't really any activity on the bands right now. you'll have to wait until the storm passes, but it does happen from time to time. There's absolutely no activity on
that's
that.
for those HF
You might get something locally on 80 meters. But as far as the X goes, I think you'll be pretty hard-pressed there, Ernest, to find anything as of now. But in the meantime, I might head down to the Tulip Festival today. It starts today, so I might head down there and check that out. See that it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I might get it over with today, because once water hits a tulip, it doesn't last that long. So those are my plans for today. I know you said you're going to Smith Falls, but besides that, did you have any plans for this weekend?
Well, Mother's Day, you know, I'm going to Costco right now, so this is going to be a short little QSO with us today. So I'm just going to be going from here to Costco and picking up propane. We have everything else at the house, so I'll pick up some propane because the daughter's going to do a cookout at the house on Sunday. I don't barbecue, by the way. I've never pretended to be a person that barbecued. I will eat the barbecue, but yeah, I don't barbecue at all. Isn't that something? But no, I eat it for sure. But I'll be doing that. And the reason I don't know about all that band stuff is because HF is my secondary thing. Tonight I'll be having my weekly net on Echolink All-Star Node, as I do usually. So unless the internet goes out, I'll still be doing that tonight. And other than that, since I live where there's no light pollution, I guess I'll take a look out the window and see if there's anything going. But from 8 to 9 o'clock, I'll be doing my weekly net there on All-Star and Echolink.
Okay, Ernest, very good, very good. Well, yeah, I guess you don't have to depend on conditions for internet high. But, yeah, VHF, UHF should be fine. And those internet modes will be fine. At DHF, yeah, when there's a big storm like this, the rule of thumb is if you can see the northern lights, or if there's reports for northern lights, you can hang the radio up, Ernest. It's pretty much dead. Nothing's going to happen until this ends. Now, the bright side is usually once a geomagnetic storm like this ends, you should get very excellent conditions. So you kind of have to wait until the tail end of it. Then you can really get some nice DX.
Okay.
I used to work Australia last night, QRP. So the bands have been absolutely fantastic with the exception of the storm that's been happening. So after the storm lifts, I think there'll be some fantastic opportunities for DX. Even on 6 meters, you can probably do some good DX on 6 meters as well too. But yeah, it is what it is. You just have to wait it out and do VHF or All-Star like yourself and go from there.
Oh yeah, I'll try to pick it up on the end and stuff like that if it's going to be good. Like my little dipole that I made myself, it's doing what it can do. I've been able to talk on 10, 15, 17, and 20. Basically, that's what I can work on without any problems. And I've gotten probably 8 or 9 contacts and stuff. I'm just trying to get all my settings and all that stuff right. You know, since I do a hybrid of digital and HF. HF, you really don't have to get anything ready. All you have to do is just get your antenna and your, all that stuff. There are some steps, but 3 or 4 or 5 steps. When you're doing digital, it gets a lot of steps. There's a lot of programs. You have to have your computer talking to your radio, all this kind of stuff. So it could be a little more intense there. So I guess while everything is down, I'll try to get everything, some more software programming sorted out. I downloaded yesterday a log tracker or something tracker, grid tracker I think it's called. So I got to get that sorted out. It's got like 1,000 options, so I have to call somebody that has that and look through the settings on that and make sure that's all squared away.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty popular program. Myself, I go out and just try it, but the more nuanced operators, especially if people are super into digital modes, yeah, they use Grid Tracker. I know that's quite a popular app with the digital types. So I'm not surprised, but very good. I think that will help you quite a bit. But yeah, if that's the case, you know, if you're using digital mode, don't be shy of 30 meters. You know, 30 meters, you can get some excellent contacts on 30 meters. And it works day or night. It's technically an evening band, but you get some very excellent DX conditions in the daytime as well, too. Now, mind you, today will probably be the exception because of the storm. But don't be shy of 30 meters if you're using digital. There's a digital allocation for 30 meters as well, too. So that will probably interest you. And depending what type of allocation your antenna has there, if you can do the lower bands. You know, it's not really the right time of year for the lower bands. You get a lot of that atmospheric noise in the summertime. You know, it's more of a winter thing, but don't be shy of the lower bands as well too. During the evening, you can probably get some good contacts on that as well too.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So, see, that's the good thing I like about having these kind of conversations. There hasn't been a time I haven't picked up the mic that I haven't went on something. You know, even on the shortest one, I've always learned something. So, yeah, those things like that, I'll remember that and go home and I'll give that a try. Like I said, not today, probably the days after because of the aurora tonight. And yeah, we'll just see what we can do out there.
Yeah. Well, that's all you can do. Try and see what happens. And yeah, the lower bands, even 60 meters. I don't know if your antenna does 60 meters, but I've been doing that a lot more than 80 meters. It's been quite an interesting band as well too. I've been able to work in Europe on several times on 5 watts, and it's I know last December I made a bunch of contacts into Isle of Man, Channel Islands, France, all over Europe. It was quite tough. The conditions are really, really good then. But as mentioned, it's more of a winter band, but you know, if you stay up late enough, you know, one weekend, you stay up late, you know, you might get some use of it as well too. Depending what your antenna can do. I know you said you had the NFED. Once you get used to the NFED, you'll have to see what that tunes to. Usually 30 and 60 it doesn't really tune that good depending on what antenna you have. But for the dipole, if it tunes on the upper bands, you know, work on the upper bands, so that's fine, especially now the conditions have been so good. But for the lower bands, you know, if your antenna is good for it, you know, don't shy away from those either.
Yeah, for sure. What I have to do is get my DX88, that high gain antenna that was given to me, that vertical. I have to get that up, you know. Like, there's so much, you know, I've been in some hobbies before, and they are like low maintenance hobbies, a lot of upfront costs and stuff like that, you know, just a good little, nice little hobby, and, you know, that's that, right? This is not a costly hobby. I mean, you can really get out there and do a lot if you're resourceful, right? And you look for deals and this and that.
Turn right.
But it almost reminds me of a hobby that you never really complete, right? There's so much, like, there's so many things that I have to get ready to do, like my POTA stuff. And I know to some people that you may think no, that you don't. But you know, I got a case, I got a battery, I got another power cable that I'm going to put Anderson poles on so I can connect it to the battery. I have the thing to put up in the like the string that you throw up to put in the tree, the sandbag.
In 200
There's a box that you get with that you have to put all that stuff in and get that all sorted out. Since I have a really bad shoulder that I'm going to be getting operated on soon here, I went and bought me this like pole thing that has a slingshot on it, so I got to get that all sorted up.
And then,
you know, like, it's always something to do, right? It's never like you're finished. It's not like, okay, I built it and now I don't have to do nothing else, just use it. I think no, that's not true. Because when I got my AnyTone for DMR and I got my mobile antenna and stuff like that, I really didn't have to do anything else. That was a you know, just set it up and then you just talked. But outside of that, it's a lot more into it than you know, just setting it up and walking away.
VE3EWV mobile, VE3OTW returning. Well, yeah, Ernest, it depends what you want to do with it, and what you want to do with the hobby. You know, chess is like that too. You know, you play chess, you think you're good, then you always play somebody better than you, and there's always somebody better than you. So there's always something new to learn, and it never ends. Yeah, this hobby is kind of like that too, and yeah, depending how much you want to spend and how much you want to put into it. Like myself, my antennas, they're just wire dipoles made out of speaker wire. You know, I don't really have any fancy antennas. It's just speaker wire, and I've been able to work all over the world on just speaker wire and 5 watts.
No kidding.
But yeah, depending what you want to do with the hobby, what you want to put to it. You're right, there's POTA, and I know you do the fox hunting. You know, and the digital and all that stuff. And there's a whole other aspect of radio too, like satellites. A lot of people do satellite working satellites. A lot of people do EME, moon bounce. There's a lot of things you can do with this hobby. That is true. That is for sure. And yeah, I don't think either of us will have time to go through all of the facets of the hobby. So I suggest you pick a few things you like and go from there. You're either going to have not enough time or not enough money. It's usually both, at least in my case. But yeah, you're on the right track, Ernest, certainly. So yeah, it's only a matter of time just to delve into some things, and you know, some things you might want to experiment with later and try from there, and some stuff it seems like you're clinging on to, which is good. So yeah, that's half the fun of the hobby, just learning new stuff and meeting new people and taking it from there.
Yeah, Roger on that. So I made it to my little stop here at Costco, so I'm going to let you go there, and then I'll hit you back. If I hear you out there, I'll hit you back up.
Okay, Ernest.
Uh-oh. Something happened. Could put him on. Okay.
Unknown caller.
By that. So in case I don't hear from you, have yourself a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day. And when the conditions get better, I'm sure we'll hear about your many, many contacts. VE3OTW 73.
73 to you, and have a good rest of your evening. Okay, folks.